Okay, in this video, we're going to work with some vinyl and create a label for our cut journals. So we're going to go into pattern, and you can select any type of pattern you want. You could go into shapes. We want something that's solid. So you could go in here and select, you go through all of these and select a heart or a star or whatever you'd like. You can also go in here and come into these and pick one of these. And so what I thought I'd do is choose this one right here. And I want it to be a little bit smaller than 4 inches. So we'll go ahead about right there. That's probably good. Okay, so we're going to set that. And then we're going to add. And we're going to go into pattern again, and this time we're going to go into the fonts. And I'm going to go down to this last font, and I'm going to type in the word cut. And say OK, and set. And then I'm going to add another text out of that font, and this one is going to be the word journal. Okay, and now we need to resize these down so that they can fit. So this has got to be smaller than where we were with that other one. So I'm going to do it about 3.5. It still needs to be smaller. There we go. And then cut, we'll go ahead and cut that down as well. And let's go ahead and go in and zoom in on that and take a look at it. Now I'll put the journal down here like that. And then the cut above and centered. About like that. Okay, so this is what we're going to cut. So we're going to cut this out of vinyl, and the type of vinyl that we have in that we're using is Oracle 651, which is an outdoor vinyl, which means that it is much longer lasting. You know, I just go ahead and get the 651. That way it doesn't matter which I'm using. So now whether it's an indoor thing or an outdoor thing. So now I'm going to bring you out here. And what I've done is I've switched out my paper blade for my vinyl one. I actually have the 2 separate ones, as I talked about in the blades video. So my vinyl one is in, and my settings that I have done with testing with my 651 vinyl is a blade setting of 1 and a cut pressure setting. So I'll go in here and go to the second screen to my cut pressure, and my cut pressure is a -4 and my speed is a 1. Okay. So then I put my vinyl on here, and it has a backing, and so you do not want to cut through that backing. You want to leave that on there. So it's always good to go back and add a test cut. So go ahead and do that and add something and set, and it'll put it just to the side of your image. And so we're going to go ahead and load this in. Sorry about that. I hit you. Let's get that readjusted here. There we go. Okay, and so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to hit OK, and we're going to hit cut and start. And it's going to go ahead and do that test cut first. And that was outside of my area for some reason. Oh, okay. I need that to be down over. Let's go back and scan in. This is always a good idea to scan in this piece. And so I know exactly that it's on there because that just cut on the mat, not where the vinyl was. So as you can see, all of these, my vinyl probably needs to come, and it's always nice, you can actually zoom in and it just fits on my vinyl at the size that it is. So I think I may make this a little bit smaller. And the easiest way to do that is to select all, except I don't want that. And I'm going to group them. And then as a group, I can make it a little bit smaller. So I'll get it a little bit smaller. Say okay. And now bring it on here. Let's take a look at that on there. And that's better. And then I'll take and get my little test cut and put it down over here. And so now I'll say okay and cut, and it'll cut my test cut first. So I can come down here and pull on my vinyl and see that the vinyl comes up, but it did not cut through that backing. So that's exactly what I want. So I'm going to go ahead and hit start and let it cut the rest of this out. Now, when you're cutting vinyl and it starts to kind of fray and get little pieces, you need to adjust your blade pressure down. That is the setting, the cut pressure, I'm sorry. So you'll see that mine isn't causing any little fraying or any little pieces to stick up, and that's because I have my pressure down low enough. Okay, so we've got that, and I'm going to pull this off and then switch to another video in order to show you what to do to apply it.